Hello, welcome fish friends. I am hanging out here in front of my 75-gallon mixed rescue goldfish tank, and it's one of my favorite tanks, even though it's very simple, just because of how big and beautiful the fish are, and how relaxing it is to watch them, and how nice it is to know that these fish that were viewed as feeders or castaways can actually become these gorgeous, beautiful big fish. But actually today what I was going to talk about was daddy fish, who is the only fancy or egg-bodied goldfish in here, and he has kind of an uninteresting backstory in the sense that I got him when I was new into fish keeping as an adult, and I had the long-bodied goldfish, and my boyfriend at the time said he had always wanted a black Moor goldfish. He'd always liked those goldfish, and he and I were supposed to be getting into the fish hobby together. I had an ongoing joke with him that I would keep getting fish tanks until he gave me a baby, the ultimate pet. But joke was on me, because he dumped my ass, and I'm still getting fish tanks, so all right. Anyway, so this beautiful, imperfect black Moor here has to be kept with the long-bodied goldfish because he will not stop trying to breed. He is just a very, very, very excited boy, and there's a mix of girls and males in this tank. The girls are all fast enough that he can't harass them too bad. I had him in a tank with other egg-bodied females, and he would just not leave them alone. He would not stop trying to breed to the point where he was stressing himself out. Like, he gave himself dropsy or pine coning from just constantly harassing these ladies. It was insane. And I moved him into this tank with the fast fishies, and there have been no problems since, and he is still eating and growing and very beautiful. So his backstory isn't very interesting, but he himself I find to be very interesting because he somehow made it through, probably because I was buying him at, I don't remember where I got him, but it was like a local chain that's like better than Pet Schmo or Pet Skirt or, the big box chains, but not a ton better. Anyway, so I was buying him there. I was very new in the hobby. I didn't know a ton yet, and he is a very unusual black Moor because his fin tail, his tail, the long back one, and I'm afraid I'm going to say it wrong. I think it's called caudule tail. I'm going to write it in the description because I am known for pronouncing things incorrectly. But the caudule tail, like you see these big, that's their name for the end tail on all goldfish. And his is, instead of being split into two separate tails like it should be for a black Moor with an egg body like him, or being one big beautiful tail like it is on this comet, his is fused together at the top, giving him a tripod tail. And I felt so sad for him because when I was asking in some goldfish, I was asking in some goldfish forums what they would call that type of tail, or what this type of thing was called when it happened, and they were all like, oh, that's a cold, that fish should have been cold. So apparently Daddy Fish, he was named by the daycare of it kids, Daddy Fish should have been cold at birth, or as soon as he started developing this tripod tail, and he was not. And instead I bought him for an ungrateful ex-boyfriend, and now I have him as my beautiful, wonderful pet, and I love him. He is about 2 years old now, and he is just starting to change colors. Almost all black Moors, unless they are a true black Moor that you're spending a lot of money on, are going to eventually start to change colors. But what is super funny about my little funky deformed black Moor is that his color change has started just around his little anus, just around his little butthole. See that? It's starting to go gold just around his little booty. So that's Daddy Fish. That's his backstory. Daddy Fish became his name because the first day the daycare kids were back, after him coming into my home, they said, oh, that's the Daddy Fish, because at the time he looked much bigger than his now giant tank mates. That's the Daddy Fish. So yeah, he got named Daddy Fish by the daycare kids, and it just kind of stuck. So that's his backstory. It's not one of the more exciting ones I have. I have some goldfish with really interesting backstories, but I thought that was interesting about his fin being called a caudal fin, and that it's considered a tripod tail and a deformity that most breeders would cull unless it was in a walk-in. No, Tosaken. Tosaken? Pronunciation is not my strong game, guys. I'm so sorry. There's one type of goldfish that is supposed to have a connected fin, and it's this big, beautiful fin that kind of fans out. But otherwise, egg-bodied goldfish are supposed to have 2 fins. Not a tripod tail, like my buddy. Thank you for watching. Love your pets, they will love you back. And if you love fish and kitty cats and a few other kinds of animals, please be sure to subscribe and shoot me a comment if you have your own channel, because I would love to follow you too. I just love finding other goldfish based channels, other interesting pet channels. Thank you.